This is your setting. So picture the wind coming like this. You can't go straight into it. You get up that way by tacking.
Ok.
Each of those turns is called a tack.
Uhum.
Right there, we just got to wind shift, got to adjust to it.
Tá falando que dá pra ir na direção do vento, chat. Entendeu? Tá passando as visões aqui pra nós. Aí nós tá prestando atenção, que amanhã nós vai... Amanhã nós vai fazer essa porra.
And if we want to brake, how does that work?
No brakes.
No
you,
brakes.
You just point the boat into the wind.
Okay.
If you're pointed into the wind, you can't catch that wind and move.
Uhum.
Right. You see that thin rope right next to you?
Right here?
Yeah, you want to untie that thing?
Opa, começou as aulas, filho.
That's it. Nice.
Bom.
And then this thicker rope right behind your back. Yep. Pass that. One wrap around that drum, and pass it.
Eita, agora
Get
vamos...
that second sail, get a little more
Vamos no
power in the
pulo.
boat.
Aí joga a segunda, já dá mais poder no
The
no
boat
dado.
is easier to control if you get some boat speed. If you're going really slow, it's really sluggish.
Uhum.
Eu quero saber como é que nós vai parar depois aqui.
Aí esquece. Caralho, aí mó festa, filho.
Tá fudido, mano. Você entendeu? Que é fudido.
Esse cara tá falando última live amanhã.
Mas pega um vento noroeste aqui, vai errado. Fica, viu?
Vocês entenderam? Ó, subiu a segunda, vocês vão anotando também, mano. Amanhã vocês vão ajudar nós.
Nós não pode ser tão burro assim, mano.
So there are two ropes controlling the front sail.
Okay.
You only ever use one at a time.
Okay.
It's always on the downwind side of the boat, same side where your mainsail is.
Okay.
Right here, what I'm focusing on, I'm just trying to keep the boat right on that line where you have power or not. If I go too far this way, we'll lose our power. If I go too far this way, we'll run into the beach.
Ok. Ele tá controlando isso só com as pernas, gente.
Alright, who wants to drive?
Bora.
Alright, sit right there.
Trying to learn. Let's go.
Olha,
Grab that wood handle, and you want to sit down on the bench.
Pega,
So
mano.
essentially, if your sails flap, tail her that way, but you want to keep trying to get the boat up that way away from the beach.
Alright. So, like, if you ever want to stop, there's an anchor here?
No anchor on this boat.
No anchor.
These boats are meant to go out and sail around for a couple of hours. These aren't going and hanging out all day.
Uhum.
So what I want you to do, rest your hand on there, but I'm going to steer for a second. I want you to feel how the steering is. You want really gentle moves like that. If you make a big move, it makes drag, it slows down the boat.
Então tinha perguntado se tinha
So
freio.
pull that away from the
Não,
sail
tem
just a
freio essa
little bit.
porra, não.
We'll feel a change in the boat when you get it right.
Tá mostrando só
A little more.
o jeitinho que você vai pegar. Aí, ó. Engatou o vento.
Keep going.
Tem freio não, gente.
You feel how the boat just changed?
Yeah.
Tem freio não.
There's something very chill about a sailboat once you know how it works. Very important, this boat sticks down a little bit more than 4 feet. We got to keep it off that beach.
Just maintaining here is good?
Yeah, see if you can get a little more angle up that way. So tilt her towards me a little bit. There you go. There's a huge shallow sandbar right here.
Só que nós só tem que tomar cuidado aqui com a areia.
Where y'all from? Okay. Should have called Netza. One of my associates, he teaches lessons for us once in a while, but he's native Brazilian. He can teach you Portuguese.
There we go. Agora pegou velocidade, hein?
Eita, porra, engatou. É, o freio é
Fuck
areia.
if we go by ourselves, man.
No, we're not, bro. We got it.
Yeah, you're not just gonna hop in this boat and make it work without a little bit of training. And
Yeah.
practice.
What about the smaller ones, like the 15 foot?
That's harder.
Harder?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Now this boat's a little bit bigger, so once you get it moving, you have momentum. If you make a little mistake, you got time to recover. The little one, if you make a mistake, it just stops.
Oh shit. Aí eu perguntei do menorzinho, chat. Ele falou que o menorzinho é mais. Ele falou que o menorzinho é mais
Now that we've
difícil.
gotten out away from the sandbar, go ahead. You got that little piece of ribbon right there to show you the wind. Make that point straight into the boat. So using that clock face idea, point us at 3 o'clock.
Tá falando desse plásticozinho. Você usa pra ele.
The further from 12 o'clock you are, the further out your sail has to go. One way you can think of it, if the wind is right here, our boat is pointed right here, our sail is right in the middle. So picture my hand as the sail. If your sail's too loose, the wind just glances off, doesn't give you power. Sail too tight, wind smacks into it, it really causes you to slide that way. By getting a little bit of angle in your sail like this, it lets the wind hit it, give you some energy. The energy's pushing that way. But the keel, the big fin sticking out the bottom, and the rudder right here, they don't want to slide. So they help convert most of that into you going forward.
Vai bater aqui, não?
But you notice how the boat actually just slowed down? It's because we're not sailing into the wind anymore.
Ok.
Oh, so you said when you go downwind,
When you go downwind, it gets slow.
it's different than my parachute and stuff. Quando eu vou de paraquedas, eu tô contra o vento, filho, eu vou longe pra caralho.
Well, when you get down to the physics of it, right now this sail is kind of acting more like a kite or a parachute, the wind catching it and just pushing you along. When you start sailing up into the wind, the air is flowing across your sail, and it's really more like a wing.
Yeah. So if I were to point it more that way, bring this a little bit more, we get speed.
Perfect, and I was just about to have you do that. Bring your sail in until it hits my hand. Right here is your control.
Right here?
Yep. So the way this lock works, down to unlock, a little more just to get this slack out. There we go.
There?
One more little one. There you go. Lock it off. Let go. We're not going to adjust that for a little bit. And where that power is.
Right about here.
Nice.
Right here? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're right around here. Maybe back down a little. You see how your mainsail is going loose? You'll feel when the boat catches the wind, it'll lean over, you get a little bit more input on here. Yeah, so not super breezy, but you can see this boat still covers decent distance.
Oh yeah. I think we're correct now, right? Now?
Yeah, and you feel that change in the boat all of a sudden? The way I explain it is once you have your sails, the boat, and the wind all in agreement, give it the smallest inputs you can to keep going straight, and all of a sudden the boat will start working.
Ah, é. Ó, quando tá tudo encaixado que o bicho vai.
Aí eu pego.
You getting a feel for riding right on that line where your power is? I want you to intentionally bring the boat up this way, a little too much, other way, and feel for where you lose that drive. So we actually had more angle to get power out of.
Oh, right here.
And right there, you just lost it. So back the other way a little bit. Right about there. Now just pick whatever tree you're lined up on and give it the smallest steering you can. You feel the boat slowly accelerate right there?
Yeah.
But sailboat is very much momentum based. Once you get it moving and working, it starts working better. You move a little faster, you get more boat speed. It works a little better.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a little much to get into for like a 1 hour intro, but basically what's happening, picture the wind coming this way at 10 miles an hour.
Imagina o vento
You're
vindo
going
dessa
this way
direção.
at 7
A gente
miles
tá
an
indo na
hour.
outra
Because you
direção.
can't go
ali,
straight into the wind.
You gotta see.
You gotta have this angle. But what it means, you're moving forward, you're making your own
Tem que ir na
headwind.
direção do vento,
So your
mas
actual closing speed with the wind, more like 14 miles an hour. So picture you're doing 1 mile an hour with 10 miles an hour of wind. You're feeling 10.5 miles an hour of breeze. That gives you a little more power. All of a sudden, your boat accelerates, you're doing 3 miles an hour. You're moving faster, you have a little bit more of that headwind effect going on. All of a sudden, big little wind shift right there. All of a sudden, because you're moving faster, you're creating more of that apparent wind. Gives you more power to work with. Your boat accelerates, you're moving faster, more apparent wind, you accelerate. And it just kind of snowballs. It's a feedback loop until you hit a certain balance. Right here, I want you to go ahead and do your first tack. Tack is always tiller towards the sail. Yep, so just gently bring the tiller this way, let the boat start turning. We're gonna turn right here. We're crossing through 12 o'clock. You don't have to do anything with your mainsail. I'm great, and right here, stick this up. Little flick counter steer to stop the turn. So right
That's
there,
how you change
that
it.
was our first tack.
Okay.
You don't create any power during that turn, so you want to get through it relatively quickly. All right, see if you can find a little bit more angle up this way.
This way?
Other way.
Seems like it's kind of loose, huh?
Well, our sails are set for a certain angle to the wind. Once you find that angle is when the boat starts working again. Somewhere right around here.
Chama a direção certa. Para o vento funcionar bem. É o jeito
You look up, you
tá.
see your mainsail just starting to flap loose? So tiller away from the sail to power up?
A little bit more than that.
Yeah. A little bit more downwind, more to the point. And there's that change.
Esqueça, nós amanhã tá feio. O melhor pega o pequeno.
O barco vai rápido, né?
So right here, we're just gonna hold what we're doing right now, but just make these rowboats, and they have right away on us. You gotta stay out of their way. Just hold your course right now. We'll see where they are by the time we really get in conflict. That they might take off and start moving because those things can be fast, or they might be doing this for the next 5 minutes. And there, we just got a nice little puff of wind. Get a little more boat speed.
If you want to come this way, you got to turn the toes.
This is what I'm talking about. Once the boat starts working, it works better.
Então dá pra chegar num triângulo
All right,
de.
so we're gonna go this way. The rowing shells are a nightmare out here because they just do whatever they want, and they'll take over a huge stretch of water when they space out like this. So here, we just turned away from the wind source. What do you need to do to your sail?
Change it a little bit more that way.
Yeah, let it out a little bit. So unlock it, let the wind take some.
Aí, ó. Ele tá ligeiro.
Nice, and bring it up, lock it.
There we go. Esqueça, Marco.
Ó, tá ligeiro.
Porra, vou virar veleiroeiro. Sei mesmo. Imagina você aqui. Você vendo aquele seu negócio só.
Nossa, esqueça tudo.
Você falou que eu ia estar soltando o que eu falei.
Let's start aiming up this way. What we're gonna do, we're gonna try to set a course so we can cut between these two shells. So here, we're turning closer to the wind. Yep, sail comes in tighter.
You don't need to go so far.
Little more.
We're not looking to touch our toes, right? We're just
There we go.
Hold your course.
Yeah. So part of it sailing in a busy bay like this, you got to look at the traffic around you and figure out how you're going to get through. Sail's starting to flap, so tiller away from the sail. But right there, we didn't need to adjust our mainsail. Because we're we're trying to get ourselves upwind. We're just trying to find that line where the power is. And as the wind shifts, you just adjust the boat a little bit. So bring that sail back right over the middle of the seat. One more. Right there, it's good.
Just getting more speed.
And I want you to just keep going straight towards whatever you're lined up on. When we get a good bit closer to that beach, you're gonna tack. We're gonna have to zigzag our way up through this channel.
Agora vai começar a diversão.
Mó paz, mó paz. Jon Vlogs aposentado vai ser só isso. Saltar de paraquedas. Vai ter um barco, vou dormir no barco.
Velejando.
Velejar, fumar maconha o dia inteiro. Opa, calma aí.
Tá indo só de
All right,
boa.
let's go ahead and tack whenever you're ready. So you don't do anything with your mainsail.
Just
Just tiller towards the sail until that sail flips to the... I bring this one across, yeah? Tiller towards your sail. Yeah. We want to turn before this buoy. Or actually now just keep going straight.
after him.
Yeah.
I was scared about it.
All right, now go ahead and turn.
Ó a cabeça, chato. Ó a cabeça. Chega.
A little further. You want to watch for that sail to smooth out.
Toma.
So when you're just out sailing around for fun, you're not out racing, like trying to squeeze that last little bit of speed. Usually you'll just set this and work your way upwind, then you'll adjust it, come back downwind, do it over. Here, we're losing power. Yeah, tiller away from the sail. And yeah, right there.
Tá aprendendo. Quer vir, mano?
Calma aí, eu tô aprendendo também.
Não, mas tem que vir aqui.
Já vou aí.
Tá vindo? Você também?
E aí, give me a sec.
So here, in just a second, we're going to have to tack back up the other way. Can you see our way up into the wind?
Yeah. Because it's right here. Huh?
Yeah. All
Tack
right,
right now?
and whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and tack.
Vocês querem que eu vá lá, chat? Ó a cabeça, ó a cabeça, ó a cabeça.
Right here, slow that turn down.
And whenever you gotta mess with these.
Every time we tack, I switch which side I use.
Okay.
The jib is always on the same side where the
Just
wind
pulling
is
it
pushing
from
the
here.
mainsail. So we're tacking our way upwind. The goal when you tack, if the wind is coming like this, you want to tack, land on your new course and go. Very common when you're starting out. You will either tack and stop the turn too soon, you sort of drift down until you find that power and go, or you tack, you turn too far, and you come back up to where that power is.
Uhum.
Either of those inefficient tacks, difference between winding up down here and up here. A little lost ground in the turn really hurts your progress.
Mhm.
All right, let's go ahead and tack when you're ready. There is a big sandbar in front of us. A little further. And there you go.
Got the speed. Pegou de lado agora, hein?
Yeah, this wind direction makes coming up this channel really good practice. You're getting upwind
Entendeu?
between two things you
Usar o
can't
pé.
hit.
Pra fazer o bagulho. Você tem que usar o vento.
If you pull this and let loose on that one, it will switch, right?
Well, I do that as you turn. So, tell you what, grab that with one hand, this with the other hand, and let's tack. When I say time, it's time. Bring that in, however it works, elbows, knees, whatever, to keep control of the steering while you bring the jib across. And go ahead and bring the jib in. And back to little counter steer to stop the turn. There you go. And jib can come in a little tighter. One more that size, right there.
You have to keep pulling it, right?
Not necessarily. There is that little black piece of plastic you can lock it off in. So it's just like that.
Okay.
Or this boat has extra long jib sheets. You can tie it off on this cleat right here.
Ok. Pegou a visão, né, Marco?
Peguei a visão já, filho. Essa daí vai ser eu.
Go a little bit more cool.
Right, I got steering.
Vai, Marco, vai se lascar agora, vai ver como é que é o bagulho de vento. Vai. Vai, Marco.
So right here,
Marco,
you see your sail just
pode
flapping
pôr na
a little
cor,
bit. Yep.
a busca do ouro roubado em Portugal. Esqueça. Difícil, tá?
All right, let's go ahead and tack whenever you're ready. Tack is tiller towards the sail.
Towards the sail?
Yep.
Vai. Tá virando aí? Meu Brasil. Tu pega no pau, eu puxo aqui com ele. Vai.
And good right there. That little counter steer sort of stops your turn.
Right there, right?
Aí, mano. Rapaz.
Já peguei o jeito, ó, sempre já
Tu dá pra um pirata, cuzão.
Poxa, eu só sei qual Johnny Depp.
Rapaz. Pegou o vento do caralho aí, ó.
Mas aqui tem trânsito.
Tem gente pra porra aqui.
Right, and we're running out of room going upwind. Let's do one more tack right here.
Rapaz. Aí sabe segurar no pau, hein? Porra. Pegou a vela do caralho.
Watch for that mainsail to power up and feel for the boat to get some energy. Right there. You feel that in the boat?
Yeah.
A lot of sailing a boat like this size, comes down to feel. Like, when does it lean over? When do you get force on here?
Well, it's a matter of time, you just get some timing down, right?
Yeah, it's like anything in life, you gotta spend time doing it.
Tem que passar tempo pra sentir.
Right here, I'm gonna have you do the opposite turn as we've been doing so far, called a drive.
This way, right?
Keep that turn going until your sail flips to the new side. This turn is very different. The wind is behind you. There's no way to turn off the power during that turn. We're now starting to sail downwind. What do you need to do to your sail?
Open it up a little bit?
Yep, open up a good bit. Yeah, and light wind, sometimes you gotta goose it through like that.
Let it go like this right here, Marco.
Start aiming us out into the middle. Other way?
Tipo aqui, ó. Deixa aqui, ó. Deixa tipo aqui assim.
Right here, by getting a little bit of angle so we don't have the wind dead behind us, the boat's gonna work much better. There we go, straighten out. So you see that little piece of ribbon?
Yeah.
That's telling you 12 o'clock is right up here.
So it's hidden, I should have that hit that a little bit at the side, right?
Well, not necessarily. Right now, it's more we have a set destination, so we're gonna adjust our sails to going where we want to.
Okay.
So far, we've been adjusting where we go to having our sails set. Can you see that white vacation house with a big window on the second story?
Yeah.
Aim for that.
Rapaz.
We've got the wind upwind pretty far behind us, sail comes pretty far out.
É, chat, tamo aí no meio.
You notice how it
Do
just got
oceano.
hot and slow and boring? What's happening, the opposite of when we were going upwind, we were sailing into the wind, we had that nice wind in our face. Right now what's happening, if the wind is going this way at 7, and we're going this way at 5, you only feel 2 miles an hour breeze. Downwind is hot. I moved the boat down from Long Beach a couple years ago. It was 33 hours of this to go.
33 hours?
For 100 miles.
Damn. If we want to jump in with the water and stuff, what do you recommend? Don't.
Not on a sailboat until you know what you're doing. But man overboard drills are a whole thing.
Really?
A sailboat, it kind of the goal is to get it going, and once it's going, you want to keep it going. Stopping to pick somebody back up, you have to know what you're doing.
Or you just tell them, keep swimming over?
Yeah, but like even this speed, it takes a strong swimmer to catch this boat, even right now. And if you're going this speed and you reach down and like grab someone's wrist, you're hurting somebody's shoulder. Yes, really, if you're doing a man overboard, you're trying to stop on them, and that is something that comes with practice and experience, is stopping the boat in a specific place. So right here, the boat's pretty dead and boring. We're downwind. Once we get out clear from the yacht club here, and you'll get that apparent wind, you'll get that breeze back, the boat will accelerate.
Do we go up this way?
Yep, and once we get out clear from this dock. Other thing is, if you look out at the surface of the water, you see how glassy smooth it is right here?
Yeah.
Either of y'all surf?
Yeah.
Right. You know what glassy is.
Mm-hmm.
Surfers love glass. Sailors hate it. It means very light wind. If you look a little further, maybe 20 yards back, you see a little bit darker texture. That's wind. And same thing's happening in front of us. We're catching up to a little bit more wind. We're going to get out of this dead zone.
Surfava, chat.
But you can see it. It really
Vai
does
dar
not
ruim,
take much wind to make this boat move. It's just slow.
Vai dar merda.
Oh, we got like no wind right here.
But that's the other thing is because we're moving with wind, you don't feel the little bit that we have. But now, if you start aiming out towards that person in the outrigger, immediately you'll notice you start to feel a little bit of breeze again.
Chat, amanhã eu e o Marco nós vai pegar isso aí.
All right. Do you see that radio antenna on top of the hill?
I do.
Aim for that.
You can shorten this up, right? When he's going more that way?
Really, we didn't have our sail as far out as we could have. But what you want to do is, once you have your course right here, so we're in pretty much for that antenna. That same thing I did with my arms earlier. Here's the wind. Here's our boat. Our sail meets in the middle. Sail's in pretty close to the right spot.
Tá.
Just a little more in.
Falei, tinha que fechar pouquinho, chat.
And now if you look at our trail through the water, you can see our speed has gone way up. Sailing downwind is slow. Other thing that's going to happen right here is we pass in front of this yacht club. All these sailboats and these buildings are messing with and blocking our wind.
Because it's on this side, yeah?
Yeah, it's called the wind shadow. So if we get out away from the yacht club a little bit, we'll get better breeze.
Carteira de veleiro, ok. Mais uma profissão. Veleiro.
Look up your sail. What do you think you need to do? If your sail's loose, you can either tilt it away from the sail, or if your sail's not already in, bring your sail in tighter. So go ahead and tighten up the sail a little bit.
Toma. Puxa, Marco. Puxa.
I'm just creating the resistance that the wind isn't, because it's light.
Okay.
Right there, your sail's smoothed out. Boat's working a lot better than it was a few seconds ago. I want you to start taking this out a little bit more towards the middle.
Rapaz, quero nada.
We're gonna drive, and we're actually gonna sail back down the channel, and we're gonna work on parking this thing. Honestly, Dad, this is my 1 hour crash course, but it seems like it clicks for both of y'all how to get the boat upwind.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to figure out before you can sail on your own. You can figure the rest out on the fly. Let's go ahead and do that jibe turn again. So tilt her away from the sail. And right here, I want you to bring your sail in all the way tight. All the way to the center. What that's gonna do is get the sail. You can't swing across the boat when you make this turn.
Marco, eu vou ser o P2.
Right there's the jibe. And start to let your sail out on the new side. And aim us for the Hyatt. Aim us for the tall building.
Marco, você não vai ficar chapado nessa porra não, né?
Oxe, já tô.
If you aim up for that tall building by the bridge, we'll get a little bit of better angle on the wind, so we can get some more of that upwind.
Onde nós tá? Nós vai fazer isso amanhã sozinho.
It won't, more to the point, we won't be as far downwind, the boat won't be as dead.
A câmera aqui. Try to see if I can put the camera here.
If you go up that way, don't leave the camera there.
No? Right here? It's under, right?
It's calm enough right now, that'll be okay. I would say use the gorilla legs and wrap onto something.
Yeah. Let me try to see if I can get it right here.
Say, lock one of those balls under that cleat if it'll reach.
It doesn't reach it. But it works right here.
Alright.
Aí, chat. Visão boa. Caralho, irmão. Brabo. Pra quando eu e o Marco fizer a live amanhã. Yeah, we need to learn how to park this thing.
And there are plenty of people who know how to sail who don't know how to park without using a motor. Yeah, it clicked for both of y'all getting the boat upwind. We're gonna learn how to slow it down and get into a certain spot. And part of sailing is also, there's a patience part to it. Like, you're only getting there as fast as the wind will let you. And that comes down to conditions. Like, if it's really windy, this boat is not what you would call peaceful.
Right.
It's crazy.
On a good windy day, you can get this boat over to about 40 degrees of lean.
Really?
Yeah.
Se tiver muito vento, já viu, né? So if it's windy, don't go out.
Know what you're doing before you go out. Really, anything over about 15 miles an hour, this boat is not happy. That's when you want to get onto bigger boats or like racy boats.
That's the one in MilFlows going.
They're
back in the
you
water.
Hook your legs under something, you're hanging way out.
Yeah.
Vou botar o chat aqui. Mano, a gente tinha que pegar outro guri da pod desse pra deixar o chat, né?
That's it.
E hoje já dá pros caralho? Não. Tô não.
Other good thing to know on a sailboat is know your local conditions. Definitely just like check the forecast before you go out. But I know Mission Bay, we're getting towards sunset. Our wind is gonna start going away. So we want to make sure we are back close to the dock before it gets any later.
Okay.
Tô prestando atenção, cara. Alright,
Like in the morning it was windy, right?
let me ask you. If we were to switch and I were to do this for like tomorrow, can I try it?
Yeah.
Change the
So I'd recommend run it from up there.
Run it from right
Yeah,
here.
this is my little perch that I'm out of the way.
Okay.
Your best bet is have
Right here.
only the person who's steering in the back.
Okay.
So they have room for this handle to go anywhere it needs to.
Marco, virou. Puxa. Vai, Marco.
Keep it going straight. We want to let the jib out a little. Yep. Right there.
Olha que nós tá com vento pra cá, pô.
Tô zoando, cara.
É que eu ia
Basically,
virar.
you want your mainsail and the jib to be at pretty similar angles.
Okay, like right here.
Yeah.
Marco não quis virar não, mano. Como vocês podem ver, o time já tá, já
Big-
tá ruim.
big thing you think of?
Puta que pariu, imagina amanhã.
You aren't adjusting your mainsail all that much. If you're going in a straight line, lock your sail and just make little adjustments on here to feel where you have more or less power.
Cusão, amanhã nós vamos fazer isso no servidor com duas câmeras. Uma em nós e outra pra frente pra mostrar a direção de nós tá indo. Tem que ser, cuzão. Vamos fazer bonitinho pra galera.
Bora.
Amanhã eu vou botar duas câmeras, mano. Escuta o que eu tô dizendo.
Tá bom.
Nós vamos fazer o bagulho na moral. Olha a mulher ali, Marco, vai atropelar. Enrola o cabo. Toma. E toma.
So throw, yep, one wrap. And you can unlock that right now. You only want one of these at a time.
Really?
So right now, all the force is running down that rope. When we turn, if you were to tack or jibe, that's when you
Hold
switch
it.
which rope it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to do a tag so we can test it.
Yeah, once we get down into this basin, I'll have you do a couple of tacks, but then we should start heading towards the marina.
Okay, yeah. Fumada não, pô. Ele me explicou que, tipo, só o lado que tiver forçado pra segurar, não os dois. Entendeu, chat? Tirar uma foto minha ali, mano. Quer não? Tipo, onde ele tá. Fica ali, né?
De marinheiro.
Amanhã nós tira, cuzão.
Mas não vai alugar essa
Amanhã nós vai tirar esse negócio, mas o foda é que
So
se larga
here's a really good example when I was talking about being able to see the wind. You see this darker stripe and then a little bit shiny,
Yeah.
and then really shiny.
Like where that kayak is, the yellow kayak
Yeah,
is starting
that
up.
kayak, he's right on the line of wind. The other side of him, there's almost nothing.
Yeah.
And that's because these trees are all blocking.
If we go in there, it's gonna take a while to come out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
So
feel
we
it.
want to try to stay in the darker water.
Okay.
For example, man overboard over there, is it okay?
There is officially no swimming off of these boats. That's what I'll leave it at.
Okay. Cause it's gonna get hot tomorrow when we do this.
I thought it
Like,
was supposed to cool off.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Really? Cause this sun at like 2 p.m. is gonna be hot, huh? Rapaziada, o cara falou que nós não pode pular no barco.
Não pode pular do barco, filho, cê é louco.
You know, out in the sun all day, every day, I try to stay covered up, but it gets hot in the summer.
Right?
Right, so what I want you to do, use this buoy in front of you. When
Okay.
you get to that buoy, get the boat from how it is right now into that full upwind setting, where your sail right over the middle of the seat, the other sail comes in tighter, and you'll turn up this way to find where the edge of the power is.
Teste. É o teste agora. O teste agora. Se não pode ou não pode alugar. É agora. Nós vai gritar. Quando tiver só eu e você, vai ser uma gritaria do caralho.
Vai.
Mó vibe aqui
Proper
do lado.
Mission Bay party boat.
Yeah.
Let me film this. Ó a vibe. Ó a vibe aí, do lado.
The thing that's happening right now the tide is coming in. And you see the current on that buoy? So we're fighting the current.
This way.
Turn up that way, see if you can get a little bit more power. But really, like, there's a strong current against us right now. Like, you'll notice, look at the bubbles coming off the back of our boat and our speed versus that buoy. You see how much current we're fighting?
Amanhã nós vai trazer a JBL, né? Nós não tem. Igual o JBL, que não tem.
What I want you to do, actually, aim us for the red, white, and blue sailboats. If we get out of the middle of this channel, there'll be a little bit less of that current over towards the side.
Tá liso, tô.
Or really, aim us for that blue school bus. And now the wind is pretty far behind us. It's shifted, so let your sail out.
Toma. Joguei isso aqui no raft.
So you do sometimes have to adjust your sail because you want to keep going in a certain direction. Most of the time you set your sail and adjust where you go if you're just out having fun.
Yeah.
But here we have a destination, so you gotta keep your destination, figure out where your sail should be.
We should be right now.
Yeah, it's right about here.
Right here, right?
Yeah. But that's what I was saying, it need to be let out a little bit. And honestly, it's not even safe for us to practice tacking right now.
Right.
Because if we turn up that way, we're crossing that current and it's just gonna push our boat back over that way.
You got it though. When you tack, you push
Yeah.
over the other side.
When you tack, it's tiller towards the sail. You did a handful of them very cleanly when we were back in that cove.
Tirar a selfie aqui, Marco, vem. Esquiça,
There we
pai.
go, a little extra breeze,
Esquiça,
we get
pai.
moving again.
Esquiça, pai. Sério, Lucas, essa aqui vai pro Insta.
Muito marinheiro.
Primeira aula de veleiro, viu? Eu e Markov, esqueça.
Vamos atrás do tesouro agora.
Rapaz, o homem sabe pegar no pau aqui, ó, pra
Oxi.
mostrar a direção. Nosso professor, what's good, my brother? Say what's up.
Howdy.
Aí, ó, nosso professor, como vocês podem ver, né? Já sou profissional, aqui no meu professor. Ó aqui. E a vista? A vista. Pega essa vista aqui, ó. Como vai? Livezinha tá ali. Amanhã vai ser somente eu e Markov.
Já aprendeu,
Vambora.
Já era, filho. Tamo online.
Eu tô com medo, mano. Tá online, mas eu tô com
Okay, so
medo.
slide back in the boat a little bit. I just want to use this bench to make a little diagram.
Okay.
This whole bench is our marina right there. This is the dock. This is the shoreline and that conference center. And this is the finger that sticks out right in the middle of the marina. The wind today, pretty much straight onto the dock. Makes parking pretty simple. We're out here. We're going to come in. You can either turn in with a jibe where the back of the boat crosses through the wind, or you can do a big loop-de-loop that way, whichever's right. You want to stay as close to the dock as the wind will let you. If you get pushed down by the conference center, you then have to tack your way back up the marina.
Okay. And that's all on the. If I'm gonna hit the jibe, then that's all on the fucking. That's all on the first turn.
Yeah, that'll just
I
be
gotta
that one.
I gotta try to keep it tight, right?
Yep. So we'll go right past that double-decker pontoon.
For us not to
But
like, go
basically,
too far down.
yeah, you don't want to give up you're upwind, it's easy to go that way.
Yeah.
It's work to go that way.
Okay.
So we'll come in, we'll come right across the end of that finger.
Yeah, não dá pra tirar foto.
And if this is your parking spot, you gotta decide right here. Do I have enough speed that I can just turn and come straight in? Or do I have to sail up past my spot, tap,
Tá prendendo.
and come back at it?
You want to do a little going in, going around, and coming down?
Eu ia virar pra bunda, eu acho.
You think it? Alright, go ahead.
Which one do you think is better, the jive here or the...
The jibe is the quicker, more efficient one.
Okay.
If it's super windy, you probably wouldn't want to drive because
Okay.
it's really hard on your boat. This
Okay.
used to be straight, not.
Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, 1 hour crash course, I think y'all have the tools to go out and be safe with this boat.
Yeah.
The big thing I will say is,
Hard.
well, get yourself upwind. Don't go downwind.
Okay.
Because you can always go downwind easily.
Mhm.
Get upwind and then get out in the middle and practice different things.
Okay.
And make sure you're not near a shoreline when you practice. You got time to recover. And I would definitely recommend sailing out of this marina and not the Bahia. This marina is so much easier to use.
Okay.
And it's a very specific thing, but this is not the same boat that they have over there. This boat, that fin sticks down 4 feet. The boat they have over there, because they're so close to the beach, it only sticks down about 2.5 feet. So Matt, the wind is coming this way. We're sailing like this. The boat's actually sliding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That boat with the smaller keel slides a lot.
Slides more.
So the way you slow down and stop a sailboat, you reduce the sail. So when we get, so this is that dock finger I was talking about.
Yeah.
When we get to the other side of that, we'll put away the jib. And then you always park a sailboat pointed with the bow into the wind. This dock is laid out in such a way that makes that easy. And one last thing is you always unlock that as you approach the dock. So if there is a wind shift, it doesn't power up.
Okay.
Here you can gently start turning in.
How do I hold that up?
You see that thin rope with the white with the little red checks opposite where the camera is?
Yeah.
That little rope, when it's time, you pull
Where is it?
this guy.
Okay, I feel it.
If you trace that rope forward along the deck, there's the jibe. It's like here, so it wasn't that heavy of a jibe. Okay. So, yeah, let the jib come over to the new side. Hold the right side of the jib. Let go of the left. Yep, just drop the left one.
Drop the left one?
Yep. Cut right across the end of that dock finger. You're gonna have to bring your sail in a little bit tighter.
Right here?
And yeah, we can roll up the jib. So let go of the thick rope, pull the thin one. Just keep pulling until you're out of rope. You see our parking spot between the two tall boats?
Caralho, esquece.
So right here, start aiming for the last of the sailboats.
Right here?
Yep.
Porra. Já fechei aqui, ó.
Should I bring this in now?
Go ahead, unlock your sail and drop it. Sometimes you gotta goose it through from right there.
Vai pra
Start
esquerda.
aiming straight into our spot.
Vai pra esquerda, cuzão. Eita, nosso piloto, como vai? E aí eu vou sair, né?
Aim right for that corner.
Vai bater.
And pull it towards you.
Puxa pra você o bagulho.
Pull the steering all the way. And let the sail all the way loose.
Cuzão.
Alright, so right here, unlock your sail. You want to leave that completely loose anytime you're on the dock.
Alright.
And then, in a perfect world, what you would have done right at the last second, you would hold the steering hard that way.
Hard this way to get it to...
What that does, it puts the nose on this finger where I can hop out,
Okay.
and it actually causes the back of the boat to kick out that way, so you don't clip the dock.
But not that bad, huh? For the
No,
first
honestly, you picked it right up. There's always so much that like teaching and coaching can do until you've spent some time doing it. So what I'd recommend is you go out and sail for a couple of hours, and then if you feel it, you just do like a 1 hour follow-up, and myself or one of my other guys can help break the bad habits you're probably going to start building.
Okay.
Are y'all local in San Diego now? Or are you
No, we're here just for till Friday.
Okay.
We thought it was something cool. It's my first time seeing it for rent, you know.
This is honestly a great spot to learn to sail because it's flat water, it's calm.
Tá fudido amanhã. Aí, Marco.
Aí, cuzão, está online, filho.
Amanhã vocês vão ver.
Hell yeah, boss.
Não, amanhã é eu e ele, pô.
I'm glad to get y'all out sailing. Like I
appreciate
said,
it.
if you
Thank you
do
very
choose
much.
to go out the next couple of days, sail out of paradise. This,
I will.
this is
Okay,
the
we'll
easiest
come
marina
here,
to
yeah.
use.
And how much is it for...
Just the boat without an instructor, it's like 50 or 60 an hour.
Okay.